Hey guys, welcome to today's video, and today we're going to do what if Chioutzu had mastered his psychic abilities. So where we're going to begin the story is just after he was resurrected after being killed by King Piccolo. So Tien talks to Chioutzu and says, you know your defeat in the world tournament, it wasn't to do with your lack of ability, it was focus. So what we're going to focus on doing is actually getting you to concentrate, actually focusing your energy and channeling it, and a bit of studying as well. So in the time that the human fighters are training for the next tournament, Chioutzu is focusing on his concentration, developing his abilities as a whole. Yes, he's still training physically, but he's focusing more on his mentality because he knows that despite being one of the strongest people on the planet, apart from his friends, he can't quite keep up with them in that regard. So he needs to strengthen other aspects of his ability. So as we get to them climbing Corona Tower, they all eventually do catch Korra, and Chioutzu, he actually goes to drink the ultra divine water. So I'm saying this because Chioutzu is probably the most pure-hearted of the four of them. Because, well, Krillin, yeah, he's a bit, although he is the best character out of the four of them in my opinion, he's not without his flaws. Yamcha, he obviously has a lot of flaws, he is not that pure to be fair, and Tien is a newly reformed villain, whereas Chioutzu, everything that he did was about helping Tien, everything was about helping his friend rather than evil or mischief, anything like that. And the stuff that he did for Shen, it was both out of fear and out of respect. But nothing about Chioutzu has ever been, well, corrupt in any way. So he drinks the ultra divine water, and that brings him to about the level of Yamcha, maybe a bit higher. So over the years leading up to the next tournament, the human fighters become very strong. They don't become much stronger than what they normally do, so not enough to make a difference. Chioutzu, however, his strength is immensely more powerful. So the first change that happens is he defeats mercenary Tao in the preliminary rounds. So the next change that comes to it, Chioutzu is there when Goku reveals who Junior actually is. So Tien has him change the orders of the fights. So Goku will fight Piccolo straight away, with Tien fighting Krillin because they are the next two strongest. He wants there to be a backup in case Goku can't finish the job. So that would leave Yamcha still fighting Hiro or Kame, and Chioutzu with Chi-Chi. So Goku and Piccolo's fight goes exactly the same. Now, Tien and Krillin, at this point in the story, Tien was a stronger fighter, so I put Tien down as winning. The next fight goes the same, Kame wins, Yamcha puts up a bit of a better fight, but he still is defeated. Chioutzu then defeats Chi-Chi, and she is very infuriated that she didn't even get the chance to meet Goku in the fights, but does confront him, and the two do actually still get married, so there's no change there. So Goku, no difference in his fight with Tien, he just breezes past him. Then Kame obviously defeats Chioutzu, and then Goku defeats Kame. So moving on to the arrival of Raditz, nothing changes in the story there. The next change is when the Saiyans actually arrive. So Tien takes out Cyberman straight away. Now the change is when Yamcha is about to be blown up by the Cyberman. They all saw it about to happen as though it was in slow motion. They saw it about to happen, but they couldn't do anything about it. Yamcha couldn't get out of the way in time, and no one could stop it. But now Chioutzu has a trick up his sleeve. As the Cyberman attaches itself to Yamcha, he freezes it. He uses his psychic abilities to freeze every part of the Cyberman, meaning that it can't self-destruct. And in this time, Tien fires a Dodon ray straight at the Cyberman's head, killing it, and Yamcha survives. So a breath of relief for Yamcha. He's not the butt of everyone's joke in this story. So now Nappa comes up after all the other Cybermen are just taken out with ease. So Nappa comes up and starts destroying the Z fighters. None of them stand a chance. He goes to face Chioutzu, who he's got a new ability. So Chioutzu manages to implant a vision in Nappa's head. He manages to make Nappa believe that he is fighting Chioutzu, but he can't catch him. But this is just an illusion in Nappa's head. So it's as though he's combining the after image technique with a mental visualization of that. So Nappa is becoming increasingly frustrated that he can't catch Chioutzu because Chioutzu has put in his head that he just can't catch the human. So this is causing Nappa to be reckless, and he fires a full power blast from his mouth, which this Chioutzu illusion it still doesn't get, but behind where it was is Vegeta. So this blast heads towards Vegeta, who, yes, he does easily stop the blast. Says, Nappa, what are you doing? Says, I need to catch that thing. Vegeta says, there's nothing there, Nappa, which he's just even more confused at. He turns to face Chioutzu again, this time the real one, charging him, but now Chioutzu freezes him in place. And now, because this didn't originally work on Nappa in canon, but because Chioutzu he's stronger in every regard, it manages to hold him. This is when Tien gets above and fires a tri-beam, with Yamcha and Krillin firing a Kamehameha from the ground and Piccolo firing a Masenko. Gohan, he's still just horrified at what he is seeing, he's scared. Chioutzu, he can hold Nappa back and move at the same time. It's not too difficult for him right now, so he gets Gohan over to the fight and encourages him to fire a blast too. So Gohan fires a Masenko too, and once all these blasts are cleared, Nappa is barely on his feet. Yes, these blasts are all incredibly strong, but Nappa, he is stronger than all the fighters combined. It's not killed him, but moments later, he collapses. He's not dead, but he is clinging on to life. Just as Goku left him, he can't really move. Vegeta just smirks and says, so they had a trick or two up their sleeve. It's time for me to step in. So Chioutzu tries this again on Vegeta, but there is a limit to Chiaotzu's power. He can hold him back for a couple of seconds, but Vegeta breaks out of it. He then tries to do the illusion technique in Vegeta's mind, but he kind of susses it out very quickly. As he fires his shots, he notices that he's missing completely. He goes to throw punches, and it's as though Chioutzu is moving at speeds that Vegeta didn't think possible. So he straight away figures it out that this is not the real creature, this is not the real opponent. So he focuses his attention on Krillin, charging him straight away. Tien flies in front of him and uses a solar flare, with Yamcha flying up behind him and using a Kamehameha, hitting Vegeta in the back. But the power difference is that immense at this point that Vegeta gets hit directly with it, but it doesn't do too much damage. Piccolo is trying to encourage Gohan to join the fight more, but he's too scared. This is when they sense Goku's power arriving on Earth, and Piccolo says to Gohan, see, your father's back. Now, do it for him, make him proud. So Gohan fires a full power Masenko at Vegeta, which he just deflects with one hand and then charges the young Saiyan. Chioutzu then trying to hold Vegeta back again. Vegeta breaks out of it and fires a Gallic gun, incinerating Chioutzu. So although his abilities are a lot stronger, he is not quite strong enough to survive this fight. Chioutzu is dead. Tien gets infuriated by this and fires a full power tri-beam. So the strength of the tri-beam, Vegeta could sense, well, he couldn't sense it, he knew what kind of effect it was going to have after seeing it on Nappa, so he avoids it rather than trying to deflect it or take it head on. He avoids it and Tien is just chasing him down with it, and with each passing blast, Tien is getting more and more drained. So Yamcha puts his hand on him and says, stop, this isn't gonna do any good for you. Tien says, I know, but he killed Chioutzu. This is when Vegeta fires a Gallic gun at the both of them. Now Yamcha tries to jump out of the way. Tien is too infuriated. He is taken over by blind rage and is killed. Yamcha is incredibly hurt and he's out of commission. So it's now up to Krillin, Piccolo and Gohan until Goku gets there. So Piccolo charges Vegeta head on, hoping to team up with Krillin. The two of them trying to take on Vegeta as they did with Nappa in canon, and they're basically doing nothing. In the end, Vegeta puts his hand through Piccolo, he drops to the ground. Goku arrives, moments later. So Piccolo is actually given a senzu bean and regenerates his core, and Goku, he's at full strength while Vegeta has taken a bit of damage. Goku holds nothing back and defeats Vegeta without taking as much damage as what he normally did. With the help of Piccolo and Krillin there, he is able to defeat the Saiyan, but at the loss of Chioutzu and Tien. So with this being Chiaotzu's second death, they need to go to Namek to get them Dragon Balls. Piccolo suggests it, saying that, well, maybe these Namekian Dragon Balls are more powerful. Maybe they can grant wishes that Shenron cannot. So that is where I'm going to leave the video today, guys. Let me know what you think. Is it a shame that Chiaotzu died, or is it probably the best thing for him? So if you like the video, guys, please remember to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye.